In this presentation, I will provide insight on Big Bill Broonzy's journey, career, unique artistry, and leading contributions to the emergence and development of the blues style. Broonzy took an unprecedented course from the fields of Mississippi to international fame and fortune, paving and effectively pioneering an unparalleled, unexplored path for his fellow African-American bluesmen and those to come. In spite of his great following and success, Broonzy never lost sight of his folk roots, musical and social upbringing, the ingenuity and passion with which and the purpose for which he pursued his dreams, and his greater role and perceived responsibility to advance the blues and its values beyond his personal stature. With this presentation, I will show both how the blues catapulted Broonzy and Broonzy propelled the blues. Big Bill Broonzy, as William Lee Conley Broonzy, was born on June 26th, anywhere from 1883 to 1898 in Scott County, Mississippi, to a family of sharecroppers. His twin sister claims she has proof that he was born in 1883, but historians have presented evidence otherwise. A reason for a young man to present an older age by 5 to 10 years at the time was to get a job or assignment in the military. Early employment, or in such a case, deployment, helped provide for the young man's family. Broonzy enjoyed a diverse, effectively influential musical upbringing, an early musical exposure and impression to which he can attribute his legendarily versatile, unique artistry. Before Broonzy and his family left Scott County, Mississippi for Pine Bluff, Arkansas, in 1899, Broonzy was taught by his uncle Jerry Belchin to play the fiddle. At the age of 14, Broonzy was performing the fiddle at country festivals and picnics, and at the church. This diverse, versatile music and instruments introduced to him at an impressive age influenced Broonzy to not only stay true to the foundation of his musical upbringing, folk roots, but also helped him easily adapt to other instruments outside of the traditional folk style, such as his transition from fiddle to violin. In 1908, Broonzy, along with the help of his friend, crafted a violin out of a cigar box, a great, outstanding example of the kind of craftiness and determination exhibited by similar aspiring African-American musicians to pursue their passion. Pictured is an example of such a creation. From 1912 to 1917, Broonzy was a part-time preacher and violinist, of which he was an unprecedented virtuoso at that point, especially for someone of his age and social profile. Then, in 1918, Broonzy enlisted in the U.S. Army to serve in Europe in World War I for 2 years. Broonzy returned home with drastically different, more prospective worldly views, denying an existence in the fields, to actively and persistently pursue his desired career in music, the epitome of the emerging, prevailing modern mentality of the young African-American generation of the time. Once back at home, he became a violinist by profession, until in 1924, towards the end of the first Great Migration, when he left Arkansas for Chicago, Illinois. While searching for his niche in the musical scene of Chicago, Broonzy worked as a janitorial and maintenance man. Early in his settlement in the Windy City, Broonzy was taught to play the guitar by legendary bluesman Papa Charlie Jackson. Yet another example of his extraordinary instrumental savvy for a young musician. In an attempt to gain popularity and recognition, Broonzy adopted and essentially pioneered a more urban style of the blues relative to the demand of his audience. By 1930, Broonzy had established himself as a headliner, an outstanding player in the thriving blues landscape of Chicago. It was in Chicago that Broonzy became a mentor to the next generation of emerging blues musicians, providing housing and financial security, most notably to Muddy Waters, who recorded a record of Broonzy's songs in 1960 in his commemoration and with his gratitude, respect, affection, and appreciation. In 1938, Broonzy was suddenly and unexpectedly invited to replace Robert Johnson in a concert at Carnegie Hall in New York put on by John Hammond, a renowned music producer and engaged, determined civil rights activist. This concert was of the intent to integrate both Caucasian and African American musicians. Called Spirituals to Swing, to encapsulate its showcase of a versatile range of genre, from historical Negro spirituals to the genre of big band. This performance was Broonzy's first in front of a white audience, an opportunity that broadened his audience and his fame, and had immeasurable implications on the scale and richness of his career to come. The performance for which he received his nickname, Big Bill Broonzy. The audience's positive response to his artistry earned Broonzy a small part in a film production called Swingin' the Dream, along which he was casted Benny Goodwin and the legendary Louis Armstrong. After enjoying a decade of widespread success throughout the U.S., the blues was inevitably changing. Artists like Muddy Waters were exchanging Broonzy's folk sound for a new amplified quality and nature to the style. Broonzy returned to his folk blues background to tour in Europe in 1951, an audience that presented a great admiration and appreciation for this historical roots music, the blues, a raw, historically, culturally, and emotionally rich, musically brilliant, all-American, globally infectious phenomenon. With the help of famous jazz critic and producer Hughes Panessy, Broonzy acquired an international following unprecedented by previous African-American musicians. He opened an unexplored avenue in Europe and in the rest of the international music world for African-American bluesmen, capitalizing on the opportunities that presented themselves to him, and effectively creating and accessing more for the benefit and future enduring prosperity of those that would follow him. Broonzy returned to Chicago in 1955 to record for historically iconic Chess Records. In 1956, Broonzy was diagnosed with throat cancer, but continued to ambitiously and consistently perform. He passed on August 15, 1958, as a result of complications of such cancer. He was masterful in remaining loyal to the folk style of his musical foundation upbringing, yet adaptable, innovative, and creative in its exploration of a versatile range of styles and open acceptance to the development of his craft. Broonzy is the epitome of the blues, and the blues is the epitome of Broonzy.
This little song that I'm singing about, people you know is true. If you black and gotta work for a living now, this is what they would say to you. They says, if you was white, you'd be alright. If you was brown, stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. I was in a place one night, they was all having fun. They was all buying beer and wine, but they would not sell me none. They said, if you was white, you'd be alright. If you was brown, you stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. They went to the employment office, the number I got in line. They called everybody's number, but they never did call mine. They said, if you was white, you'd be alright. If you was brown, you stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. Me and a man was working side by side. This is what it meant. They was paying him $1 an hour, and they was paying me 50 cents. They said, if you was white, you'd be alright. If you was brown, stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. I hope built this country, and I fought for it too. Now I guess that you can see what a black man have to do. This says, if you was white, she's alright. If you was brown, stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. This little song that I'm singing about, people you know it's true. If you black and gotta work for a living now, this is what they would say to you. They says, if you was white, you'd be alright. If you was brown, stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. I was in a place one night, they was all having fun. They was all buying beer and wine, but they would not sell me none. They said, if you was white, you'd be alright. If you was brown, you stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. They went to employment office, the number I got in line. They called everybody's number, but they never did call mine. They said, if you was white, you'd be alright. If you was brown, you stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. Me and a man was working side by side. This is what it meant. They was paying him $1 an hour, and they was paying me 50 cents. They said, if you was white, you'd be alright. If you was brown, stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. I hope built this country, and I fought for it too. Now I guess that you can see what a black man have to do. This says, if you was white, she's alright. If you was brown, stick around. But as you black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back.
After writing the song, Broonzy was met with resistance as to people wanting to record it. Ultimately, John Hammond, who we learned about earlier, the vice president of Mercury Records at the time, decided to record it, and that's what gave it its start. This is an acoustic 16-bar blues, a socio-political protest song against racial discrimination prevailing at the time of its recording in 1951. It is a song enriched by Broonzy's personal daily experiences, but also dedicated to African American veterans, a title which he indeed boasted. It is a rhythmically repetitive, melodically steady and humble, narratively communicated, structured, and simple Piedmont blues tune in which Broonzy's vocals correspond with the accompaniment of the instruments. It is a song which shows Broonzy's vocal command and power and the power of music as a means to communicate history with perspective and expression, to preserve, persist, and stand the test of time.
We ask you to help us work for that day when black will not be asked to get back, when brown can stick around,